Push P. Yeah, push P. Turn me up. Turn me up, P. Corners in the paddock, get my piece. Push P. Cop new hammers for my beat. We don't want.
Hello to my beautiful brothers and sisters of YouTube. This is Cree and thank you so much for clicking on this video. And as always, Mama truly do appreciate you. Okay, so y'all seen the thumbnail, y'all seen the title, so I know why you all are here. I already know going into this, there are going to be a lot of opinions, a lot of agreements and disagreements. But let me just say this. I have been debating back and forth for days on whether or not if I was going to even touch on this topic with Cassie. I've pretty much been following the trial since it started, been listening in on various live streams and on Twitter, X, but I'm still calling it Twitter, and reading a lot of the posts and seeing a lot of comments and what people have to say about it. And you know how for the first year and a half, everybody was rallying behind Cassie and offering her all this love and support. And now that this trial started and she done got cross-examined, now it's a mixed bag. So now half the people that was rallying for her, now they're against her. Oh, she ain't a victim, and it was just a money grab for her. She wanted everything she got, blah, blah, blah.
You lying ass bitch.
And while I respect everybody's opinions and what they think on it, I figure I might as well go on the offense and offer my opinion on this as well and give my take on why I believe that even after all this, after all the testimony was said, that Cassie is still innocent. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into it because I'm sure at this point, mostly everybody has followed or has seen some type of excerpts or transcripts from the trial already. But in order to make sense of everything that's going on now, we kind of do have to go back to the beginning. Cassie met Diddy, around 05, 06, when she was around roughly about 18, 19 years old. Came out with her first album in 06 when she was 19, when she signed to Bad Boy. Her and her boyfriend at the time, Ryan Leslie, who was also her producer and co-writer as well as her man. Her self-titled debut album comes out in 06. It's a hit. Her debut single skyrockets up the charts. She's part of one of the biggest labels that's out at the time. So yeah, at that point, as a 19-year-old, yeah, you feel like you're on top of the world. Can't nobody tell you shit. I mean, with the exception of that horrific 106 in Park performance that she did that one time, she pretty much was doing well. Now, I wasn't a big Cassie fan like that. I always kind of felt like that Diddy tried to make her into like the new Aaliyah. But she did have one song on the album that I really, really did like, and it's called Kiss Me. It's a song that she did with Ryan Leslie. But anyway, fast forward to, about a year or so later, you've been on this label, you're getting good press, you've built a following, you have this great reputation about you, and you have the backings from one of the biggest music moguls in the world. So when you notice that big music mogul has suddenly piqued an interest in you and vying for your attention and is making you feel like this special girl, what do you do in that situation? And by this time she's 21, so she's still young. Yes, she legal and she an adult and all that. Yeah, on paper you're legal, but mentally your mindset is still that of a youngster, of a kid. But then you as a kid has also stepped into this new world called the music industry and noticed that things in the music industry don't work the way that the rest of the world works. Then he sneaks off into the bathroom and give you a kiss on your 21st birthday. I mean, I can imagine that she was probably feeling like that at that moment. Yeah, I mean, everybody know who his woman is. Everybody know he with Kim. Because I want to say this was around the time either she had just had the twins or she was about to have the twins. So yeah, everybody knew that. But we don't know what Diddy said to Cassie. We don't know what was said about that. I mean, yeah, that's just my baby mama. You know, we've been together, blah blah blah. But you know, that's just for the opposite, for the camera. But I want to be with you. You the woman I want to be with. You the one I see myself spending my life with and building my empire and blase skippy. But you my artist and I can't have you out there like that. So, we kind of got to keep this between me and you, blah, blah, blah. And I can only imagine as a young, gullible, naive 21-year-old on what a great feeling that might have been to have this big, powerful, rich man coming after me like this. And in her testimony, that's how she described it. In the beginning, it was beautiful. Wined her, dined her, took her on trips around the world, gave her whatever she wanted. And of course, that's his woman now. You my girl now. So now you got to dump your man. So of course, Ryan Leslie got kicked to the curb. And I mean, she young and naive. She ain't thinking logically. So she's thinking to herself, well, shoot. If this man over here can get me further in my career and has done so, why am I going to stick around with the one that's in the same boat as me? That's up and coming and trying to get his career off the ground just like me. I mean, yeah, logically, that wouldn't be the way to go. But when you in a moment like that, you got to make a decision. And you don't have a whole lot of time to be thinking about it. So in her case, I feel like that she went for more of what was beneficial to her at that time. This man really showing me that he loved me and he want to be with me and he going out of his way to really make time for me. Doing all the love bombing, the love bombing you see in the text messages. Oh, I love you and I only gonna be with you and I never felt like this before with anybody. The love bombing. That is always the beginning phase of any relationship, especially a DV relationship or a narcissistic relationship. I know y'all hate that N-word, but in this case, it applies. I'm sorry. Just Google it. Google the traits of a narcissistic or a DV relationship, and stage 1 or phase 1 is always love bombing. Always. And for that first year and a half into the relationship, that's exactly what he did. But then also what's happening in that first year and a half of their relationship is the manipulation is starting. Maybe something small like, what you're wearing. Oh, well, I think that might be a little too sexy. I don't like it when you wear stuff too sexy and revealing and stuff like that because, now you're getting other men's attention and I don't want no other man looking at you. And you're only wearing the stuff that he wants you to wear. And then slowly but surely, he's isolating you from the people around you. Friend circle that you had before them. Those friends aren't good enough for you. They talk about you behind your back. Your family, they don't support you. They don't want to see you do this and this and this. You need to cut them out. And then eventually you start cutting friends and family out of your life. And then after a while, that man starts to feel entitled. Well, you my woman and you supposed to do this for me and you supposed to do that for me. And in the midst of all this, the FOs, I'm not gonna say it, but the FOs got introduced. Well, if you love me, I feel like we should share in these types of things together. And he's sharing with her innermost, deepest thoughts and feelings and sexual needs and desires. And, if we love each other, these are the type of things that we can share in together. I honestly don't feel like that was something that she was really with. Because, she's young. She's never done anything like that before. She even said that her first time, rocking the mic was with him. She wasn't doing that before him. I don't think she was really comfortable with doing any of that at all at first. But once again, you got this big, powerful man that is after you and that's wanting to be with you. You want to do anything to make them happy. I really feel like she was lured into that. She was lured into the FOs and then was pressured to keep it going. Ladies, you act like you ain't never been in love. You act like you ain't never been with a man that you loved so much that you would have done any and everything for them. Anything that they asked of you, you would have done it. Whether it was something you initially felt comfortable with or not. But when you are blinded by love, you're gonna do that. You are gonna do it. Trust and believe me, we have all been there, myself included. Like I said, for the first year and a half, he love bombing you, he whining you, he dining you, he's sharing his most innermost thoughts and secrets with you, his sexual desires that he feel, oh, well, I can't tell anybody else about that. Or, Kim, she was with it, but she don't really want to, she ain't really trying to do that with me no more. So, now I got you, now I want to share this with you. And then right when he got you right where he wants you, he has you under lock and key and under his spell. Now he can do whatever the hell he want with you. So now the minute that you disagreeing with him or you do or say anything that he don't like, now he putting hands on you. Now he's putting you down. Now he's downgrading. He's belittling you. Now he's degrading you. And now you shocked, you appalled, you confused, like, well, what did I do? What did I say? Or maybe I've done something so f***ed up that he did this to me, because he's never done this to me before. And then he's apologizing profusely. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've never done that before. No, I'll never do anything like that to you. You my world, you my queen, blah, 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 blah. And then he giving you gifts and love bombing you all over again, building you up, and then you forgive him. You think that was just a one-off thing and that he ain't gonna do it no more. And then you think that it ain't gonna never happen again until it does. And it happens again and again and again.
Oh, they full of shit.
And by the time she realized at that point what she had really gotten herself into, that she was really in a deeply toxic relationship, it was too late for her to get out then. Remember, she tried to tell him that she wasn't comfortable with the FOs. She tried to leave him numerous times. And then what'd he do? He manipulated her. He blackmailed her. Showed her videos of all the FOs that they done did. Because apparently he recorded each and every one that they've done. And he did that for insurance, for blackmail. Okay, you gonna leave me? You see all these? All I can do is I can snap just like that, and all this can be on the internet. You leave me, I'm putting all of this out there. And she's with multiple men in these FOs, and he's usually not even in the camera because he's usually off in the back in the corner watching while she's getting it in with all these different male escorts. So in the end, you gonna be the one looking like a 304, and my hands is gonna be clean and innocent of all this. You want your mama to see all this? You want your family to see all this? You want all of your fans to see what a dirty little whore you really are? No, you ain't leaving me.
Out of order.
Or if she threatened to leave or tried to leave and he beat her senselessly. That hotel footage, that footage from that hotel was not the first time that he did that, and it absolutely was not the last time that he did that. And of course, the defense came in and tried to poke holes in her story, bringing out the text messages that, that she was in love with him, and, that she wanted to do the FOs and things like that. But in my opinion, the defense, the cross-examination of her was very weak. It was weak because all that did was really show me how manipulative, how deviant, and how evil Diddy really is. That to me was a classic case, a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome. Diddy was her Svengali as well as any other woman that he's dealt with. He knew from day one how he was going to get her, and she fell right into the trap. And Kim Porter fell into that same trap before she did. But unfortunately, she's no longer here to tell her story. She ain't here to tell her story. But she would have been here probably right along with Cassie. And I guarantee you it wouldn't have been no different from hers. Like I said, I don't believe she wanted any of that. Who wants that? Who wants all of that? But at that point, I believe that she was in a position where she felt like that she had to do what she had to do to survive. Because if she did anything as opposing anything that he wanted, he would have tried to unalive her. Anytime that she was not in his presence, he was calling her nonstop, profusely, back to back to back, sending his assistants and his security and whoever else to go find her and to go get her. There is no escaping Diddy. There is no saying no to Diddy. So all of you all that are saying, oh, well, she wanted that or else she would have left. Huh? Oh, good luck with that. What do you think that would have happened with you? In my mind, the only people that are saying that's saying stuff like that, opposing her and making her out and believing the defense when they make her out to be just as complicit as Diddy, is somebody that has never ever had to deal with a DV relationship or a heavily narcissistic relationship. Because I mean, let's be honest, they're one and the same. And Diddy was both. Diddy was very much a narcissist as well as an abuser. And when you got long money and power the way that he did, there is no escaping him. There is no escaping him. Where was she gonna go? Who was she gonna turn to? Everybody that she knew or that was hanging around with at that time was tied to him. He pretty much alienated her from her friends and her family. She had nowhere to go. And if you've never been in a situation like that or know anybody personally or as close to anybody that has been in that type of a situation, you're not going to understand. You're just not. You're not going to understand what it's like to be that deep into a situation that you cannot get yourself out of, no matter how many times you have tried to. The same thing happened with Kim Porter. The same thing happened with Drea Kelly, with all of R. Kelly's victims. The same thing happened with Cicely Tyson, with Miles Davis. Well, child, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day on that one. But hell, the same thing even happened with Ike and with Tina with Ike Turner. The same thing happens. This is nothing new. It's not always as easy as you think to just walk away from a complicit and toxic relationship. It's not always easy, especially when you've been in it for so long and that's all you know. It's like you've been brainwashed and conditioned and manipulated into this craziness. And then a lot of times these women, just to survive, they have to psych themselves out. They really have to psych themselves out into thinking, this is what it's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I'm just gonna have to just, suck it up. And that is what a lot of women have to do to survive. Now, this isn't to say that men don't go through this too. I'm very certain that men go through the same thing with the women that they are with, and when they are the abused in abusive relationships. But I'm not a man, so I don't know that experience. That's not my experience. I'm only speaking, in this case, I'm only speaking for the women because that is what I have the most experience with, is what I'm saying. God, the fact that I even had to explain that is mind-boggling to me, but I know I'm gonna have to, because somebody in them comments gonna make that smart ass remark. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm saying all that to say this: her story is no different from any other woman that's been in that type of relationship. It's no different. The only difference is that there's money attached to it, and it's involving Diddy. It wasn't no money grab. If it was a money grab, she would have still been there. She would have still been there with him today if it was just all about the money. She would not have left all them years ago. She wanted to get out. She wanted to leave. And Alex Fine was that guardian angel that saved her. And furthermore, for all of those people that's going around saying, oh, Alex gonna leave her since she done came out with all this stuff in the testimony. She was still sleeping with Diddy when they was together. He gonna leave her. First off, how do y'all know? How do y'all know they didn't already have this conversation? He was there. He was there during a lot of that. So how do you all know that they didn't already talk about this? Or that he didn't already know this stuff already? They were still in the beginning, the infancy of their relationship. I don't know, maybe some of you all forgot what it's like to start a new relationship right after ending the last one. There has to be closure. There may be some kind of an overlap. When you're ending a relationship, whether it's a toxic or an abusive relationship or not, there are still going to be some type of feelings there. There's still going to be some type of guilt because the abuser is still going to be there trying to manipulate you, trying to guilt you and lure you back to them like they have always done. Again! It's a mental manipulation. It's a mind. He was very good at that. I don't know if y'all realize that he's very good at that. And I'm sure Alex knew that. I'm sure he knew that, and he was still patient with her. And once Diddy finally realized that he no longer had that hold on her that he did have on her, then he left her alone. So no, I don't think Alex is going to leave her after this trial is over with, because like I said, I'm almost certain he knew everything. When you in a relationship, you tell everything to your significant other, to your partner. I'm sure that there were no secrets. And plus, before this trial came up, it was already going to be known that everything was going to come out. So if she didn't say anything before the trial, or she didn't say anything before the relationship, she definitely had to come out with it now. So I'm like, none of that, when he heard any of that, that should not have been a shock to him. Call him what you want, call him a simp, call him a bitch or whatever. But I guarantee you, had he not been there, had he not helped to get her out of that situation, she would still be there, or she would be with Kim Porter right now. And I believe if it was all about money, she would have asked for that $30 million years ago. Back in 2018 when she left, she would have asked for it then. I think this was something that she really, really had to think long and hard and pray about. I'm sure this was not something that came easy for them. It absolutely wasn't nothing that came easy for them. And then she did all that and she only got 20 million out the 30 million. Okay, well shoot, that's better than nothing. How you gonna sit up there and turn who gonna turn their nose up at 20 million? Are you? Absolutely not. I swear, boy. And then she still turned around and ended up getting that 30 million anyway, because she still got 10 million from the hotel. From the hotel that held that footage, that held onto that footage for so long and never said anything. So no, she still came out on top, if you ask me. But like I said, until you have been in a situation like that, or if you know anybody that has been in a situation like that, you really do not have the right to sit there and judge her for how she did, what she did, and why she did it. You don't have that right. Shoot, ask me, Chalet. Y'all seen that movie? Y'all remember that movie that came on Lifetime 10 years ago? Did she want any of that? Did she want any of that abuse that Dr. Dre put her through? Like I said, in cases like that, yeah, money might be a contributing factor as to what motivated them to keep doing what they were doing and to stay complicit into what they were doing. But a lot of times it's about survival. You gonna do whatever it is that you need to do to stay alive. Okay, so that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say about the matter for now. I may touch on the topic on other things that's happening in this trial in the future. I don't know. But I really wanted to get on here and give my 11 cents on this whole situation with Cassie. Like I said, everybody has their thoughts and opinions about it. I respect it. But hey, I got my opinions too. And hell, y'all gonna hear about it just like y'all heard about everybody else's. Okay? But anyway, if you have made it this far, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. My name is Cree Cree, and y'all be easy.